Hey guys, thank you for joining me today. This is Marilyn Gale. Listen, I was meaning to put up the podcast regarding seeking sister wives yesterday, but I got so busy, and then a breaking story came out that I wanted to make sure that I put out there. But today I'm going to do that. I'll give you it's sort of like a review or recap of what happened on Seeking Sister Wives, whether you watch it or not. I'm just going to give you how I saw it. It starts out where they're getting things together, Dimitri and Ashley getting things together to drive to Los Angeles, California. And Vanessa decided, instead of flying from Washington, which would have been easier, Washington to Los Angeles, that she wanted to take that trip with them. Now, Dimitri bought this military type humongous vehicle where they were able to put all of their belongings that they were going to take, because they sold most of their belongings, and so Vanessa just decided she would drive with them, and that kind of impressed Ashley and Dimitri that she would do that. So they got everything packed off, and they're driving through. I think it took them. Gosh, I forgot how long it took them to go from Atlanta, Georgia to Los Angeles. So I think they stopped on the way, and I don't know why 4 days sticks in my mind, but anyway. So I'm just going to just give you the highlights, I think, because more things happened, but I'll just give you the highlight. Also, okay, so they get to Los Angeles, and the house that they were going to go in, someone outbid them. So for a while they had to move into a hotel. So they stayed there for a little while, and then they did end up moving into a house which was 4 bedrooms and a pool, and it worked out very well with the children. Each wife, sister wife, would have their own bedroom, and then I don't know what the other bedroom would be for, because I know Dimitri will probably go from one to the other. And that brings on the other thing that happened. Ashley was in the restroom, kind of getting her daily beauty routine together. And Dimitri's in there with her, and Dimitri kind of brings up, okay, I think it is about time that Vanessa and I go to the next step. He's talking about being intimate. And so Ashley looks at him, and she kind of, thinks to herself a little bit, and she agrees, She agrees, but she's saying, since Vanessa, diet is different, and, it's other things that's different. The pH balance would be off with herself and Dimitri. And so, it being off, she had to kind of have it where the pH balance would be the same, and that she had to go on a fast. So, not a fast, but a certain type of diet, basically I think vegan, but with variations, even with being vegan, to bring her, pH balance on the same level. So Dimitri is like, well, how long do you think, I'm paraphrasing, like, how long do you think that's going to take? Or, and Ashley kind of figures, 21 days. And Dimitri was trying to hide that he was disappointed, because I know he was. I could tell, because it just looked like he looked at her like, say what? She said, yeah, I think, that's long enough that she would detox. That's the word I was looking for. She would detox, and they would, be on that, because if not, him having sex with both of them, they could just pass back and forth, yeast infection. So, she, Dimitri said, yeah, he tried to act like, he was okay with it, but I know he wasn't, because, he just looked like he wanted to just get right to it. So anyway, they're all in the kitchen and they're going to present this to Vanessa. So they tell Vanessa, oh, I think it's time that, you and, Ashley said, I think it's about time that you and Dimitri go to the next level, paraphrasing again, and get intimate. So, Vanessa kind of, she smiles because, when they give their confessional, and tell where their thoughts are, she says, that's fine with me because I have needs. I've been wanting to be intimate ever since I saw him, And so anyway, they explain to her, Ashley explains to her that she would have to detox, and she explains the yeast infection, they could pass it back and forth, and that it would be 21 days, and that what kind of detox she would have to go through, to get her pH balance up to par and in line with theirs. And I'm sure that Vanessa is disappointed, because at this point, guys, I think Vanessa and Dimitri, they just want to get at each other. He's been scoping her out, and they've been smiling at each other, cheesing it up and everything. And, that's basically what happens. Now, I'll just give you a preview. They gave like a preview of that's next Sunday, of the next episode. And Vanessa's sisters, I don't know if both of them are her sister or one of them, but the other one, they have to be twins. I had to keep looking like, which one is Vanessa and which one is the sister? And it just showed briefly, it looked like they were in some type of restaurant, and Vanessa's sister is basically, not saying she's made a bad decision. So it kind of left off there, and that was the end of it. But guys, I still find it interesting. Now they have two other families that's doing that also. And, just going through the routine of interviewing, and some people, well, most of the time they're going online, because that's the best way to introduce that to people who may want to go into that lifestyle. But I have a problem with them, with those of them, and they all have children, bringing people into that home, with the children. Now with with Ashley and Dimitri, their children are smaller. So I think two of the families, the children are smaller, but one of the families, the little guy seemed like he's about 12, maybe 13. So he's not used to this. And then, he just thinks it's weird. I think he's just going along with it just to please his parents and don't want to go against the grain of what they're trying to do. But I don't know. I think he just thinks it's weird. His little brother's like, he'll go along with anything. He thinks of it like, okay, the other lady could help cook. That's what he's thinking about the food. But I don't know, just bringing a stranger, and they could be anything online. They can be all what you expect them to be and more, and then get to the house and nut up and still kill everybody in their sleep. I mean, not to be morbid with it, but nowadays you just have to be careful, and especially if you have children. So that was my concern with all three of the families, bringing strangers into the house, not knowing their true background and what they're capable of. Because heck, you can be around people for a long time and not know what they're capable of. It happens every day, So I'm going to end that there. That was my take on what happened. That's the way I saw it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click that notification bell, and I'm going to end this podcast. And everyone have a lovely day. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night.